Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good
Sorry
morning.
for the interruption.
Yeah, we had to check out something. I heard that woodpecker call,
Yeah,
and
we heard him
we have
speaking
to
to
be
us.
we have to be careful nowadays because of this.
They
Hitting the back of the head.
dive.
Yeah,
You don't hear them, but when it hits you, just
and they're worried about lantern flies. These things are killing people, Well, with the Audubon Society, heads off these woodpeckers.
but
Stop
it's
it.
killing people.
But we're back home now. Yeah, we're back home now. And we learned a lot from the leprechaun community.
Mm-hmm.
We certainly did. And
They don't like white people.
no, well, it's I don't know. They said we're the source of all their problems in their society too.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you just can't win, And
Nope.
again, we're always after their money, like it's ours in the first. Like what they said, we worked hard for this money. Where do you think? Who do you when you go to Lancaster and you see the Amish people? Who do you think they really are? Leprechauns. Genetically altered leprechauns. For people not to really think they didn't want to stand out of the crowd, but someone didn't put them up to date about how the centuries go in terms of technology, and everyone just assumes that it's their religious beliefs not to have electricity and a tractor instead of having to feed and take care
horses.
of 20 mules to pull a plow.
It's just good God. I mean, I know you guys are strong as tanks, but dude.
But the clothes too, how about it? But I'm only saying they're leprechauns because they do all share one thing. Now you notice, if I was a leprechaun hybrid, if you will, leprechauns can't grow mustaches. That's why they only have this Lincoln type beard all the time. So see, I have a mustache, so I can't be a hybrid. So again, go to Lancaster, you'll see them. It's I called out the window. Remember, Jackson? I called out the window and said, "Yo, leprechaun!" And the guy turned around real quick, and then he realized, and he goes, "Hey there, no pictures, no pictures." No pictures. And then they kept back, back to work, and it was just this unnecessary way to live. But man, the pies, how about it? The pies are good there, and there are restaurants there that you can go to, and family style and fresh vegetables and stuff like that. But yeah, their pies are good. But yeah, it's Lancaster, we like that. But the chair was disturbing, that fold-out chair before the interruption. There was something we learned from the leprechauns too.
Mm-hmm.
In their society, it's just like a lot of societies, because I was saying it's very similar to some, Middle Eastern societies. Not that they all believe in this, but they don't think girls should learn. Go to school. Females should not be learning. They should just learn how to be a housewife, and that's it. Never even leave the house, and these traditional things. At any rate, I said, well, why would the leprechauns all not want their girls to learn? And the leprechaun looked at me, and he looked at me dead in the eye in confusion, because he didn't think he thought we were on the same page. And he goes, "Why are you asking me a question like that? This question is just ridiculous. You know as well as I do. You can teach a monkey how to roller skate. You can teach him how to roller skate. But, sure, it's adorable for you and I to watch the monkey on the roller skate. But, at the end of the day, it's meaningless to the monkey. So why are you teaching girls anything?" That's where and I'm thinking, I think now I understand why you think the way you do. Just because you think that way alone. But here in America, we don't believe in that. I mean, how can you have a daughter and love your daughter and know how smart she is without her, excelling in this gift of just the ability to gain knowledge? And the leprechaun looks at me again. He goes, What are you talking? Do you want a two-bit for in the back of your head? Well, we can arrange that for you. I guarantee we can. And I said, no, just get back in the freaking woods. We're not in Ireland anymore. Leave us alone. We do have a right to tell you to leave, and you have to abide by it. That's we don't understand. Where are you coming up with these rules? Like there's some rule book we all have to, believe in, and it's against the law for us. Okay, we're leaving. But I wanted to tell you something. We're starting a business down here, like the Lancaster business, but it's right here near here, a synagogue, right by a mule they call them, his office there. There's all the potato chip factories and the soft pretzel places. What we have going on here, we're going to be pork rinds. You know the pork rinds, those you buy, the fried pork rinds, and instead, right by the Moyles office there. Well, why does it have to be by the Moyles, or who do you think we leprechauns make pork rinds out of?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to ask now. But I'm just glad I don't eat pork rinds. How about it?
That's nice.
But that's what leprechauns make bacon, their brand of pork rind out of. Yeah.
I love bacon.
Yeah, bacon. Yeah, I don't know how they can get around the bacon thing, but the pork rind thing is a thriving business for them. And those leprechauns, I'm not even going to say what it is. It's disgusting. I just said, leave us alone. Get out of here. So, like I said, we're back. We're enjoying a morning here. Jackson already, as the reporter that he is, and trained psychiatrist, is always interested in the marketing strategy now for this chair. It's got to change, I'll tell you.
Oh, they got to stay safe.
Stay safe. Yeah.
In the home you love.
Yeah, that's cool. It's not a Smith and Wesson revolver here. It's just a chair lift up your steps so you can stay safe in your home.
Yeah, but what if that stops? You're stuck in the middle of the stairs.
And look how slow it goes. And your gun is upstairs, and they're busting down your front door, and you're in your chair, and it's going like real slow up, and you see the doors, and you got a Magnum upstairs. Oh my God, this chair, You're
praying to God that
they should have 2 speeds on those chairs, regular safety, and then. Sign a waiver, Excel for getting your gun upstairs. The grandkids come over. You don't want them playing with the loaded revolver. Well, you see, you have to keep it loaded because, you're not too good with your fingers anymore. You just can't get the rounds in there, You just can't do it, But I would recommend that, yeah. Well, see, he investigated that one, too, because he asked the manufacturer about the 2-speed thing. And the manufacturer's always looking at him like, first, the liability, I understand. It went so fast that it threw me off. I get to the top step, threw me right over into the bathroom, hit my head against the faucet of the shower faucet on the wall up there. So I was really flying in that bathroom. But and then the guy said that's why we don't have 2 speeds. It has to be slow or oh my God. But he said what we do have now is a compartment underneath the seat that you can easily just reach under, and it's specifically made to hold your weapon. You can hold a gun in there while you're going up the steps to say, stop or I'll reach under my chair and shoot your ass, Don't bust down my door, Why do you think I would have any money anyway? I live here. It's not a great neighborhood. I crowdsource money so I can buy tuna fish. And some sardines once in a while. Sardines is like great. I did go to this one worm store there in this place called Nockamixon. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm opening up the sardines. And it's just worms in there. Couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So you just got to watch what you're doing out here. Well, at any rate, there's the Nockamixon,
Yeah.
That worm, I guess there's still a whole bunch of people selling those things thinking they're sardines. I feel bad about that. We talked about that before in another blog, my worm business. I would do that, Looked like sardines. And there was something else going on there at the time. I know there's been a lot of talk about when Germany. I was watching the PBS things and the documentary.
Grew up here.
he actually grew up here. He was a child of privilege, not like people all say about his history. But he grew up here. He enjoyed the Samuel Clemens, Huckleberry Finn, you know, all those things. And as a child growing up, and actually he was already grown up, what turned him into a Nazi. He was Hitler was about 35, I think, and he was starting to talk about his political views like you do nowadays. But this guy would stand up on a table and start yelling stuff at beer hall people. And at any rate, he really wasn't turned into a total Nazi yet until he saw his first Disney film, Song of the South, it was called. And that turned him into a Nazi. That the original Song of the South.
Where the black guys are doing
where they're real happy to be slaves. That's how they're depicting slaves. The Song of the, you know, that was the one with the bluebird. You know, the guy's real happy. You know, an old. I guess, if it was ever possible to be old enough to retire slave, and he's just sitting there. I guess I remember seeing the movie myself when I was a kid. But you know, when they would replay it now, they would delete a lot of scenes. But Walt Disney, from what I hear, he was a real racist.
So was Dr. Seuss. He used to
really
draw
Dr.
racist
Seuss
little comics in the newspaper.
Wow, how about that? How about that? He probably said, I don't really believe what I'm doing is wrong. It's just that it's paying the rent. It's just paying the rent. That's all. It's just paying the rent. But that's still no excuse, you know. You're setting a bad example for everyone. But Dr. Seuss, I can't believe he would do that. You know? Just having a name like that, how about it? You got to be credible. But was there anything else, Jackson? Because you know, we just want to let everyone know we made it back from our trip to Ireland and everything, and I didn't get beat up and thrown. I got the gold. Again, turns
out it was just chocolate gold, because that's why we still live where we live.
Foiled chocolate candy. And I'm thinking, I mean, you would have beat me up if I hadn't won. But they were, I don't know, if they didn't have time. We left right away. They were laughing so hard. They were doubled over laughing. All those leprechauns, weren't they? They were laughing at me, dancing there. They were just, so we said, while they're, you know, distracted laughing, let's just take off, Jackson. And we did. We made it out of there pretty quick. I'll tell you, but it was a good experience for us. It was a good experience. Yeah. I never been so humiliated. I mean, the whole trip is like a headache for me, you know.
Oh, Dad, don't worry. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, for everyone else, but me, I'll tell you, I had no idea. I was seriously rolled at the dance, you know. I even had my shirt off, and I wrapped my tie around my head and everything, you know. And, you know, while the other leprechauns were doing their dance on that hardwood floor, you know, doing that, you know, what they do with their legs, but their arms are paralyzed, and then they'd all separate, and then I'd come running through the center, you know, with my, you know, with my yoga pants on and my tie wrapped around my head with my shirt off, just doing the Lord of the Dance thing with me doing the, and all of it. They cracked up laughing so hard when I did that. I just stopped, and I'm thinking, but I knew I had to keep going. But they thought it was part of my routine, though. But there I was. I had to keep dancing. Even the leprechaun girls that were supposed to be dancing with me couldn't dance. They were bent over, just laughing at me, right there. So I had to continue. But like I said, I just walked past the table, grabbed the gold. Here was like just. That gold foiled covered chocolate candy.
We were tricked.
I mean, so we took off, but they didn't have a chance to hurt us, or just me, or just me. They
wanted to kick his ass too, but they didn't get to that part.
They wanted to, but out of respect for Jackson, Jackson talked them out of it.
Yeah, we get along. We get along.
Yeah. They respect Jackson. They respect him. They just said, you got to tell me. How can you not just keep laughing at him all day? Just laughing at him. But no, Jackson just says, I don't know why you're even whiter than my dad. Why are you? What is it with you people? You know what? I mean, honest to God, I know. I look different than you. I mean, even if I was white, I would never have eyebrows like you do. Those
Oh,
eyebrows,
good God.
they just come right back, and it goes right back over.
It looks like it's a part of
their
their
eyebrows.
hair.
Yeah.
Like
That's
they're
how
some
you
kind
can
of
tell.
furry animal.
Yeah, that's how you can tell they're at least a hybrid. No mustache and those eyebrows, man. I tell you. But we're going to sign off right now.
Yep.
We all want to say thank you very much, and your concern for us on our way back was appreciated. Because I was pretty distressed. Jackson felt nothing on the whole. He even had a few drinks on the way back because we got first class again. Thank you very much. But we're going to sign off now, and we'll see you next time.